You're so dumb that your code doesn't run. I'm so dumb that PHP and Laravel have made significant changes based on the failures I had trying to set up. I did a stream a while back where I gave PHP an honest go, specifically Laravel, and had a bit of a rough experience. There was a lot of details that weren't quite where I would have expected a modern tool to be. It felt like they couldn't decide between making something that worked for people who have never coded before versus people who have coded a lot but aren't in the PHP ecosystem versus people who have been in that ecosystem for a while. And that weird conflict caught me particularly hard because I'm an experienced dev that doesn't use PHP. So it was unclear which path to go. Most thought this was a massive skill issue on my part, and they were probably right. But on the other hand, the Laravel team took it real seriously. I went as far as doing a call with Taylor, yes, the CEO of Laravel and the original creator, to talk about this stuff. And they took it super seriously and made a bunch of awesome changes that I'm excited to show you guys today.
Of course, I think it's good to hear outside feedback. And, that's something we recently changed. Actually, just yesterday, we launched a totally new way to install PHP on Mac, on Windows, on Linux. And that came from Theo giving feedback on Twitter about how hard it was for him to get started on PHP. So I'm not saying never listen to people that aren't necessarily in your ecosystem, but just mainly play for your fans, play the hits.
Huge shout out to Taylor and Josh for the hard work they put into getting this right. I can't wait to show you guys what they've done. But first, quick word from our sponsor. This video is all about making development in Laravel easier. But what about deployment? My experience actually getting my Laravel apps online was rough. Thankfully, Savala reached out. Believe it or not, they were one of the first companies to reach out about sponsoring me because, well, they actually watched the channel. They're PHP experts that recognize the benefits of modern tools like Vercel and Cloudflare. They brought them to Yell PHP people. They built a proper Heroku alternative, handling everything from preview environments to Docker images. They're the only one of these Docker hosts that I've seen actually acknowledge the strengths of Cloudflare, and they use them for static assets and DDoS protection. They even offer free static site hosting and preview environments. They're not some small startup either. Savala is part of Kinsta. They host tens of thousands of sites, and they have all the certifications your boss is going to be annoying about. Laravel devs have been leveling up their dev tools. It's time to level up your deployments as well. Thank you to Savala for sponsoring today's video. And here we are. This is the easiest way to get started with PHP and Laravel that's ever been created. Now the getting started point in our documentation. So now you just copy paste this command and you're ready to go. It's not that easy before. Creating the app, Laravel new example.app, cd, PHP, artisan, serve. No more herd, no more weird brew installs, no more chaos. You just run the command and you're good to go. It's awesome. There's a couple other details that they changed specifically that Laravel knew is the recommendation. It wasn't before. They had a different command to run that honestly was much worse. That was the command the docs said, and it didn't give me the control or any of the expectations that I had. And when I found this other Laravel init command, life got a lot better. I actually spent quite a bit of time dicking around with Laravel after that disaster of a stream. And you can see, as per always in Laravel apps, there are a ton of files, but at the very least, I know what most of them do now. And more importantly, I have commands that I expect. I went as far as making my own custom dev command that concurrently runs logs from PHP through Pale, as well as my Vite logs in one place. So now I have my expectations met of just npm run dev, and now I'm getting logs from all these different places. This is my expectations as a React dev being met. And when I showed them this, they took it real seriously because they want to meet the bar of developer experience that I have set for me as a developer that uses different tools. Oh, I had to reinstall Postgres recently, so that reinstall probably broke things, and I'm too lazy to fix that, but you get the idea. The fact that I now get these logs how I expect in my developer experience is much better. I know that people from the PHP world are used to writing to a file and pailing that. Pale is dope, by the way. I think Pale should have been included as a default in all the Laravel stuff because it makes logging and getting access to those things way better. The ecosystem's cool. I've been surprised. The more I dig in, more types of things I've been finding that are actually quite interesting. But I want to show you guys just how much better getting started is. And I could do it myself, but our boy Josh has already done it for us. Link to his YouTube channel in the description if you want to see more. He is such a PHP nerd that he got hired by Laravel to work full-time on doing all this, which is awesome.
You're new to PHP and Laravel and you're comfortable with the command line, so you just want one command to get a Laravel app up and running. Well, the Laravel team is listening and we're dedicated to make this as simple as possible for you.
Look at that. I'm in a short for the official Laravel channel. I was memeing a while back saying that I was going to contribute more meaningfully to Laravel ecosystem than most people who hate on me for it. I did. By being dumb, I made Laravel better for everyone, and I'm actually quite proud of that. That was always the goal. I know people are like, you just want to shit on the thing. No, I wanted it to meet the bar that had been set for me, and now it is. They're taking the opportunity to level up, and I have a lot of respect for them for that. Let's hear the rest of what Josh has to say. Link to his channel in the description. I haven't already mentioned that, so you can check his stuff out directly.
I don't have PHP installed, I don't have Composer installed, and I don't have the Laravel global command installed. So how fast can we install all of this so we can get a new Laravel project up and running? No edits, real time, here we go. We're going to start with the curl command php.new/install/mac with a bash script. That's going to install PHP for us, Composer, and the Laravel global installer so we can get up and running. Now we just have to source our zshrc file or whatever you're using. So I'm just going to source that. And now we can start with Laravel new. Why don't we say let's start as a project, and we're not going to use a starter kit, but if you had Node
those starter kits are actually really good. Shout out to those, specifically once you set them up with the really cool, I don't know how to refer to it, Inertia. Yeah, Inertia's dope. You're able to pass props from PHP to your React code directly, which lets you run React with PHP as your router and data layer. Really, really cool stuff. And all of that is included in those templates as an option. And like Inertia is so good that the thing I pushed on the team was make it easier for me as a React dev to get to the fun Inertia parts as fast as possible. Because once I started playing with this, I saw the vision. I saw the vision very clearly once I got to this point. Just so you can see all the stuff that like the Laravel templates come with. You have full like user registration. So fake name, fake@gmail.com, register, has to be 8 characters. Nope. Now we have our page and chirps. So here's all the posts that I made before. New post, press that. Now we have our new post here. What's really cool is the way that this update happened. So if we look at the source code, I have my chirp controller. I don't love how many places permissions exist and how unclear those things often are. Chatted with them a bit about it, but yeah. And here, what's really cool is this concept of redirect route. If you're familiar with server components, this is effectively a revalidate on a path where when a user does something, in this case, they are creating a post. So this is the store function for creating a new post. When this happens, I also redirect the user, which reloads the content of the page. So in this one request, in this one function, not only am I making the post and adding it to my database, I am also updating the page. So I don't have to do separate code to trigger the update. It's not doing this live. It still has 2 requests. So if I like go in the browser here and we go to the network tab and I make another post and I remove the GraphQL filter here, when I click that, we do the post request, which gets sent as a post. And then afterwards, it triggers the reload that is a get for the same route. So it's still 2 steps. But at the very least, you don't have to write all of the code and logic in order to do that layer. It does not work with Node.js for the same reason, sadly. But everything else here does, and it's really, really cool to get the DX win of not having to manually refetch on the client to get the updated stuff. Instead, I'm revalidating the page directly here. Like that a lot. And I was surprised that the framework had the tools necessary for me as a React dev to trigger those updates inside of my PHP code. Thought that was really cool. Sorry for the tangent and sorry for interrupting Josh's minute and 20-second long video with however long that tangent was. You get the idea.
Installed, it has V out of the box within those starter kits, and we can go ahead and get this up and running. So we didn't have PHP installed, we didn't have Composer installed, we didn't have Laravel installed, and now with just one command, we have all of that ready to go for us. With all the migrations in a SQLite database out of the box, now I can have that app up and running, open my code editor, and be ready to go. So cd let's start, and we can say PHP artisan serve, and now everything's ready for us. Of course, if you didn't need a fully featured dev environment to manage PHP versions and more, you can use Laravel Herd, but we can just open this and be ready to go.
Not bad. Pretty proud that they have taken this opportunity so seriously. I'm genuinely really excited for future people interested in trying out Laravel that come from other backgrounds to possibly have a much better experience than I did getting started. It was honestly really frustrating, so much so that I never posted the video, even on my third channel, because it just felt unfair. But they took that opportunity. I'm really proud of them for it. And I'm excited for a future where not only can people onboard better, but maybe some of these niceties, like I was showing before with separated logging for all the different parts, will make it easier for other devs to take advantage of all of these awesome things. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to try out Laravel, or is this just a meme framework of the week? I think it has a place in the ecosystem, and it's likely going to stick around for a while. And after playing with Rails more recently, I am confident that it is the wrong choice. At the very least, give Laravel a shot. If you're looking for this model view controller type of workflow, it seems to be the furthest along by a lot. Until next time, peace nerds.